Hello, friends. I'm OJ, and I'm sure you all remember the recent Russia-Ukraine war. But do you know that this war might have stopped aliens from contacting Earth? No, I'm not kidding. During this war, unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, were frequently spotted. I know it sounds a bit illogical, right? I mean, we don't even know the A of aliens, so how can anyone claim something so big? But according to a recent study, there are 4 planets in our Milky Way galaxy that may harbor advanced alien civilizations. These civilizations could potentially attack us at any time. What if these planets not only have alien life, but intelligent alien life capable of waging war on our civilization? Are we ready to face such advanced civilizations today? Do we have the advanced technology to protect ourselves from them? And what would our world's protocol be in such a scenario? Will governments panic and lose control? What strategies will they employ to combat these threats? Are they even prepared for this? Well, in today's video, we are going to find out exactly that. So, let's get started. So friends, when you hear the word alien, I'm pretty sure an image pops into your mind. A big head, a colorful body, eyes as large as tennis balls, and antennas on the head, right? And why not? Since childhood, we've seen aliens portrayed like this in movies and TV shows. But let me remind you, any living thing that exists outside Earth in the entire universe is nothing but an alien. It could be creatures as big as humans, creatures that look like us, or even microscopic organisms. It's also possible that they are not DNA or RNA-based at all. In other words, they reproduce biologically, but the molecules responsible for reproduction may not be DNA but something else entirely. As a result, they could be creating some bizarre organisms you can't even imagine. This is precisely why astronauts returning from space are quarantined for 3 to 4 weeks. This ensures that no microscopic organisms accidentally brought back to Earth could start a new pandemic. But let's say some alien organisms do something like this to Earth. Don't worry, we have a plan for that. The plan is simple but involves a lot of risks. As the saying goes, take the risk or lose the chance of winning. And so, in such a situation, we would implement a plan based on what we've learned from our history. If you don't have the tech to fight, fight dirty. That's the kind of approach we'll need. The first step in the fight would be to use space debris. Space debris is essentially non-commissioned satellites and fragments from rocket launches. Even though these objects may have small masses, they revolve around Earth at speeds much greater than the speed of sound, creating a lot of kinetic energy. Essentially, even a tiny screw from space debris can pierce a titanium spacecraft and destroy it. So, we need to create a protection layer around Earth, filled with debris, which we can achieve by destroying our old satellites. This can act as a defensive measure to protect ourselves. This shield will prevent large amounts of alien spacecraft from entering Earth's orbit. As soon as this orbital fight begins, we'll move on to the second step: attack during entry. Think of it like this. You have your own fort, and you're stopping enemies from taking over your fort, just like leaders did in history. When a spacecraft enters Earth's atmosphere, friction with the air causes intense heat, and you're stopping enemies from taking over your fort, just like leaders did in history. When a spacecraft enters Earth's atmosphere, friction with the air causes a temperature of 1,178 degrees Celsius, which is twice as hot as the surface of the sun, is what they face. This extreme heat and thermal energy can disable many communication devices and onboard sensors of a spacecraft. Now, if alien spacecrafts also face such effects, we would use the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, an anti-ballistic missile defense system by the US. It is designed to shoot down short, medium, and intermediate-range ballistic missiles. This would deactivate their sensors. Without sensors, how would they detect any object? And as soon as all their sensors are deactivated, we'll move to step 3, nuclear war. In this stage, we'll use guerrilla warfare, one of the best war tactics. Essentially, this involves attacking your enemy without their knowledge. Our armies will be divided into 2 groups. While the first group attacks in the war, the second group will hide and wait for the enemy. As soon as the enemy army joins the battle, the hidden forces will attack them, potentially ending the enemy. But wait! Don't get too excited or happy after hearing this plan, because we don't even know what they look like or what their requirements are. Who knows, the nuclear weapons we plan to use might actually make them more powerful instead of destroying them. I mean, it's possible that their biological structure is such that what's harmful to us is harmless to them, and our environment might give them an unfair advantage against us. Hold on, though. Amidst all this war planning, we seem to have forgotten a simple solution we've used for ages. Communication. Yes, sitting face to face and resolving problems in a way that benefits both parties. But that's not a real plan because no government has created protocols for alien invasions yet, nor have negotiation parameters been set. We can, however, predict their basic protocols. The first obvious one would be a lockdown, and dealing with that is something we've learned well over the past 2 years. If the situation worsens, the next important option would be the large bunkers built during the Cold War, capable of sheltering millions of people. But perhaps we won't even need all that, because the problem won't be allowed to escalate to such an extent. Right? The destruction would be immense, and that's why we have SETI, which detects alien signals coming from many light years away and alerts us. Now, what is SETI, and how does it work? I've discussed this in previous videos, but let's quickly recap. SETI, or Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, has its own radio telescope, the Allen Telescope Array, launched in 2007. Its function is simple, like other telescopes, but its specialty is that it studies low-energy waves from many cosmic structures across 4 different bands 24/7. Still, in recent years, many suspicions have been named alien signals without proper research. Hearing these news stories, many people have blindly believed them. These suspicions make understanding the truth behind such claims very difficult. That's why SETI launched a device that lets you study signals at home and determine if they are alien signals. That device is the Rio Scale Calculator. This scale was developed by astronomers Ivan Elmore and Jill Tarter to measure the importance or earth-shattering nature of discoveries. The scale measures whether a signal is from outer space or man-made. On this scale, the numbers range from 0 to 10. 0 meaning no importance, and 10 meaning extraordinarily important. For example, a news story went viral claiming that a facial structure was visible on Mars' surface. People blindly believed it without any study. However, the first stage of study gave it a Rio scale of just 2, and further studies revealed a 0, as no such structure actually existed. This is like looking at clouds in the sky and seeing various structures after continued observation, though those structures don't really exist. It's nothing but a visual illusion. As we all know, our senses see and feel things that our brain interprets. But sometimes these interpretations are wrong, and we start seeing or experiencing strange things. Look at these images, for instance. Doesn't it seem like someone is sitting there? Or look at this one. Doesn't it look like an Egyptian pyramid? These are examples of pareidolia, where humans try to find patterns in non-living objects. But here's a question to ponder. Do aliens in deep space really want to attack us? What if they come in peace and extend a hand of friendship instead? We never know. Yet we assume they will harm us. Why? Because our DNA has evolved in a way that makes us believe survival means destroying others. And we project this silent psychological quest for power and control onto alien species. On Earth, the same has always happened. More knowledgeable or advanced civilizations have invaded, or enslaved, destroyed weaker ones. Take Christopher Columbus as an example. When he set out to find India across the Atlantic, he discovered America instead. Columbus mistook the natives for Indians and noticed how technologically advanced they were to prevent outsiders from settling. So, he first enslaved them and then mercilessly killed them all. Over time, human thinking evolved. As scarcity turned into abundance, humans became more altruistic. Today, very few people deliberately wish harm to others. So, alien civilizations might not think like us. I mean, what if we attack them first, and they retaliate before we can act? What would happen then? Back in 1930, a fake alien attack news story went viral on a U.S. radio show, causing chaos across the country. People were literally leaving their homes and fleeing. Some even chose suicide over being killed by aliens. This clearly shows that while governments may not be ready, people certainly aren't. What about you? Are you guys ready for an alien invasion? What would your reaction be if such an invasion occurred? If you learned something new from this video, make sure to like it and hit the bell notification so you don't miss updates on our upcoming videos. Until next time, friends, as always, stay curious, keep learning, and keep growing. Subscribe to the Horror Zone.